Hey, what's going on? It's Inventor here, and I'm bringing you a first look at the Ubisoft first person shooter XDefiant. Now, if you look at the banner of my channel, you'll see that there's a number of games on there, or characters from a number of games, one of which includes the characters from XDefiant. I've actually been really looking forward to the release of this game ever since last year when it was first announced. It was labeled as what was going to be the COD killer. As to whether or not it's going to be an actual COD killer, maybe time will tell. But I'll talk more about that when I get in game. I just want to take a moment to see if I can even adjust any of my weapons, considering I'm level 1. I haven't actually touched this game yet. Again, this is a first look. I don't think I have anything unlocked here. But one of the things I have to admit, I have seen like a little bit of gameplay, but I haven't actually had a chance to play it myself. So I don't really know. Well, yeah, I don't have anything unlocked, but I do have access to the MP5. I have just the M9 pistol. All right, well, that makes things easy. And I have access to a frag grenade. All right, well, that keeps things nice and simple. This reminds me very much of playing Call of Duty, except at least we get access to the loadouts all the way from level 1, and we can actually choose which weapons we would want to use. Because I think aside from the M4, I can use one of the SMGs, shotguns, LMGs, marksman rifles, and snipers, it seems like. Alright, they give us access to all of these to start. I want to have at least one LMG as well. And then there's also factions. Now, here's another interesting thing about the game that I found. They have different factions that have different abilities. I don't know what all of the abilities do, but one of the classes that really caught my eye that I wanted to play today are, I want to say the Phantoms. Was it the Phantoms? Yeah, the Phantoms have this thing, Mag Barrier. So again, I was watching just a little bit of gameplay, but I haven't played it myself. I wanted to actually play some objective-based game modes. I love objective-based game modes. Capture the flag, domination, hardpoint in the recent Call of Duties like Modern Warfare 3. I was really enjoying playing hardpoint and just trying to hold the flag as long as I could. So yeah, in this game we have mag barrier and this thing called Aegis. So mag barrier basically allows me to put up like a little shield that will block bullets, and then Aegis will allow me to, like, it's like an ultimate ability. I think that's what ultras are supposed to be. So it will basically block bullets in an area around me is supposed to be how it works. Now, in the future, I really want to get in on the ranked game mode. I want to actually try and see if I can grind it, but I am really far away from there. I need to be at least level 40. I don't know how long it's going to take to grind that out, but right now we're level 1. Again, it's a first look at the game. I'm really excited to try out ranked in a game that's not one of the entries in the Call of Duty series, and you can give this a shot. Now, before I go any further, I want to queue up and talk a little bit more about kind of how I feel about XDefiant, but unranked playlist, welcome playlist. All right, so this is for, okay, skill-based matchmaking is on here. Learn to play XDefiant with other players under level 25. Maybe I'll give that a try just to see the welcome playlist. I think it will only make sense since it's my first game of XDefiant, but I see that there's also ways to select other game modes. So if I want, I can create a custom playlist, and then I can, for example, I don't really enjoy Escort very much. Escort, I think, is where you gotta like escort some sort of package. I think they used to have a mode like that in Warzone 1. I don't know what zone control is. It sounds like domination, but a little bit fancier, more points based on this image. I'm not too sure about Occupy. I'm guessing that's hardpoint. I think Hotshot and Team Deathmatch, probably not my cup of tea. So there we are. So that would be my custom playlist. Yeah, that would be my custom playlist, but I'm going to start off by trying out the welcome playlist. I think that's what I'm going to do. So Now, while I queue up here, I have my loadout set up. I have the faction that I want to play. All the information is here, and of course, they have a battle pass. I mean, that's fine. Something to keep in mind is this is a free-to-play game, so of course they have to have some sort of way to monetize. So they're using bundles. And in the store, well, yeah, they have the other, I guess, cosmetics in the store, but I don't really care much for any of them. So that's social, and then settings. Settings, I can adjust a number of things, it seems, but I'm not going to go through each of the individual settings. I don't really think that's particularly interesting right now. I'll have to set those up on my own time because some of the keybinds here might be different from the keybinds that I would usually use in Warzone 3. Now, here's something interesting. So Profile tab has a place where you can actually, I guess, customize your character, and then you have last match results, but of course I haven't played a game yet, so it defaults to the battle pass, I guess. There's challenges. I think this is to unlock different factions. Is that right? Oh, this is to unlock different weapons. So in order to unlock P90, I need to get 10 SMG hipfire kills. So like with the MP5. All right, that's interesting. I think that's actually really cool that I can work towards unlocking each of these guns. So that's nice. And then dailies, looks like is just to grab some XP. And then career stats. Well, I mean, this is to be expected. I don't have any games here, so everything is 0 right now. But yeah, the reason I'm going through all of this is, again, I don't have too much experience with how the game is right now, so it's nice to kind of look at the interface, and it just feels clean. All right, I remember when I first got into Modern Warfare 3 for the first time, right? I've already played the previous CODs, some of them. In particular, I played MW 2019, and I have always found that the interface for a lot of the Call of Duty games, especially Modern Warfare 3, was pretty user unfriendly. Here, I know exactly where everything is. If I want to adjust loadouts, I'll click here. If I want to see my stats, I'll click here. Profile, stats. That's easy. If it's Modern Warfare 3, I'd have to go settings, and then it's not even settings, it's just like a button with like a bunch of squares, like a little icon, and then it'll open up another window that has stats associated with it, and then that takes you into stats, and then you have to go through like 3 or 4 other windows, and it's kind of a mess. I wish I could really compare and contrast here, but I'm not quite there. I think this is great. First impressions, the user interface is clean. I really like that everything's laid out quite nicely. I love that I get access to my loadouts all the way from level 1, and I don't have to wait until level, let's say, 5 or 6 to unlock them, and I just get default classes to work with in Call of Duty. The store is here, but it's not completely in your face. And, well, yeah, did I mention the stats? I feel like, yeah, it's kind of cool that they give you career stats, but I'm not entirely sure what, like, I know what win-loss ratio is and kill-death ratio and score per minute, but I don't know what average skill rating is. So, if anybody knows, then do feel free to write that in the comment section. I'll be uploading this as a first look on XDefiant. I've been super excited to play this for ages, and now I'm going to talk about why I've been excited to play this. So, like I was saying earlier, XDefiant is a free-to-play first-person shooter that was released by Ubisoft, and they had like a couple betas last year, and I didn't get a chance to play in the betas. I didn't have the time to, and I think on one of the betas I did have time, but I chose not to because I wanted to actually play it when it got fully released, in quotes, fully released, because I mean, they still had the preseason, and then now we're in season 1, and it's actually been 3 months since the game first released. I wanted to get in on it right away, but I just did not have the time when they first released XDefiant. now here I am. I can finally try the game out for myself. I'm super excited for this. This is going to be awesome. Even if the game is not a 10 out of 10, I've been excited for XDefiant because it sounds like it'll be such a nice breath of fresh air from all of the Call of Duty that I've been playing. If it comes to wanting to do any sort of like first person shooter related gameplay, I just haven't seen anything recently that I'm too excited for outside of COD until somebody mentioned to me that XDefiant came out, and I was like, "Well, what is XDefiant?" And they were saying that, yeah, it's similar to COD. That I heard that they're kind of basing some of the gameplay around what OG Call of Duty, like Black Ops 2, used to look like. At that point, I was like, "Whoa, you have me sold. You don't need to try to really market it to me any further." But yeah, there were so many other cool things that I heard about the game that, like some people were,
I'm in.
well, yeah, there's like a ranked mode and there's all these like objective based game modes, and I really enjoy this. Okay, cool. Again, very straightforward interface. I just select which character I'm going to play. So Phantoms, and then the Mag Shield or Mag Barrier. I think Blitz Shield is kind of like the Riot Shield from Call of Duty, it sounds like. But, and also they even give me some preset classes. Nice. All right, I've always been SMG sort of player. Maybe I'll try a little bit of everything today, but let's see what we got here. Ooh, nice. So shift to sprint, crouch to slide, kind of similar to Call of Duty. I want to keep drawing the parallels, but it's kind of hard not to. Oh, all right. So, ooh, interesting. So I'm used to when I right click, it should automatically, it should be a toggle, not a hold for me. Ah. Oh, wow. We are getting demolished here, or at least I'm getting demolished. Okay. Oh man, my aim is atrocious. It's kind of hard because of the, I mean, kind of a lame excuse, but, my first kill, nice. Ooh, grenade, grenade, grenade. Oh, I can actually shoot through this thing too. It does wear off pretty quickly though. But at least I got to touch the hard point. So I know what Occupy is. Occupy actually is hard point, basically. But the abilities are pretty cool. Oh, here's a guy. I'm gonna run this way. Try to avoid for a second. G is grenade. All right, yeah. I mean, again, default keybinds are nice. Ooh. Yeah, no, the rules feel exactly like Call of Duty's hardpoint, except it seems like people are more inclined to play the objective here. I'm used to, or maybe it's the like the people I'm matched up with. I'm not entirely sure because I know that I honestly think though that one of the issues with Call of Duty objective-based game modes is no one really cares to play objective. Everyone wants to. Yeah, I'm just gonna put this up here. No one really cares to play the objective in Call of Duty. Everybody's. Oh, okay, the hardpoint move. Everyone's trying to get kill streaks, so it's not uncommon for. Actually, pick this up. Nice. Do with this M4. We have another guy here. You can also hip fire, but it doesn't feel like the hip fire is as forgiving as with COD. Here, I can. Oh, well, that guy was like point blank though. To be fair, I don't even know what my score is. I'll check that later. But yeah, what I was saying was when it comes to kill streaks. Oh, okay, nice. When it comes to kill streaks in Call of Duty, I know that a lot of people love going for kill streaks, and because kill streaks are such an integral part of Call of Duty, a lot of people don't really bother to play these objective-based game modes for the objectives. So it's quite refreshing to see people actually trying to compete for the objective rather than just trying to like either camp in a corner or use others as bait or oh okay, well that's too bad. But I don't actually even mind because it's not like I'm trying to grind out a kill streak and I die here. If I die, then it's no big deal. I don't think there's not as much at stake when it comes to me taking like a death. It's fine, and I don't know why my teammate decided to turn away when he saw him coming down here. Okay, well, I've totally got that kill, but nice. This is a tougher point to hold than the previous ones because they can come from any angle, but I see them come down this side, so I'm just gonna load here and wait. Am I even on the point? Wait, this isn't even the point. Whoops, it looks like the point because of all these glowing lights, but I'm in the completely wrong location. And also, funny enough, I'm top fragger on both teams, actually. That's cool. Maybe they're being merciful to me because I'm like level 1 and have yet to match me with like the really, really good players. Or maybe I am just that good. But I'm pretty sure, like, I'm basically just using I'm treating this game like it's Call of Duty. It feels very familiar. It's a new game. Oh, okay, kill assist. It's a new game, but at the same time, it feels so... In some ways, like, the controls are still very much like... Ow, I just flashed myself. It feels like I'm playing a different version of Call of Duty almost, because the controls are very similar, except you can't well, you can crouch? You can crouch, I think. You just can't go prone. Yeah, one of the things I think that people have complained about, understandably, is that in Call of Duty, you can go prone and don't like it when you just have people camping in corners. Here it doesn't look like you can camp easily. Like, you can camp, but you don't really benefit as much out of it. There's no kill streaks. And... okay, I'm just gonna put this up here. There's no kill streaks, and... okay. I'm just gonna... oh, okay, I got 3 kills. Nice, nice. There's no kill streaks, and there's no proning, is what I was trying to say. Oh, yeah, right. I just remembered. I also have Ultra here. I'm gonna try using this. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait a little bit for more people to show up, and then I'll use my Ultra. I kind of want to just call it an ult. An ultimate ability type deal. Okay, well, there we go. See, now I... oh yeah, I think he also has an Ultra. So yeah, I just wait here, and you can see that... yeah, my Ultra, as I kind of expected, does have duration, so... I don't know exactly how long it lasts, but yeah, all that matters in this case is I just needed to use it to keep myself alive while I hold the hard point. I don't want to waste it. Okay, not bad. Managed to get him even though he had the first peek on me. I have other teammates with me too, so they can actually soak up some of this damage. Okay, game's coming to an end. Okay, that is too many people. I really don't want in on that. I'm gonna try to find another... oh, here's a good place to... let's try to single these guys out. Normally would just dive the hard point, but... frank, there's no way that I can hope to cap all that myself. There's just... oh, okay, I stopped an Ultra. But there's no way I can go in against, like... that honestly must have been their whole team. Man, this guy just appeared out of nowhere. I wonder if it was like Invis or something. Yeah, the bits of gameplay I watched, I think there were some people that I saw that just appeared out of nowhere. What? How? Does he have... Okay, barely. 5 HP. Nice. Health's going back up. See? Feels exactly like COD. I just regen back to full. I have, well, 120 health. Okay. I wonder if... Can't really see, but I remember... Pardon, here it is. Health increase via tailored gene therapies. Yeah, I think the base amount of health I remember reading is 100, but this specific class does have an exception. Ooh, it's a very close game. Let's see if this guy kind of just ignored me. Alright, well, that is alright with me. I'm doing pretty well. I'm 29 and 11 right now, despite just full-on bull rushing and trying to get the objective. Oh, there's no way. That, I think, orange circle looks like it might be his ultra. Okay, there's no way. I'm just I almost made it out. It's too focused on looking at my KD over here. I'm just actually quite proud of having a 3 KD. Oh boy. I straight up cannot break through here. Nice. Okay. Oh, the spawns though. Here's another thing. I don't... I mean, I feel like the spawns just kind of favor him. Like, that was another issue I had with COD. Whenever I played like hardpoint or domination, the flag would spawn, it felt like, where the enemies would spawn. So I always felt like I was at a disadvantage. Well, not always at a disadvantage, but the spawns were very... like, if they spawned me, like, close to the flag, then that's great. Oh, oops. Okay, well, that was an accident, of course. I was trying to hit the mag barrier, but I guess I didn't do it properly. Oh no, is the game ending? Oh, I think it's over. I'm trying. No, I couldn't make it. It was just a little short. Yeah. Is that me? Yeah, player of the game. I mean, I wasn't quite able to bring my team to victory for my first match, but I think I did a pretty good job. I was top fragger on both teams, and I had the highest objective score on my team. Almost higher than everyone on their team, even except for this one guy, Young Hydra. So, yeah, overall that was a really fun game. I mean, part of it was that I was doing really well, but yeah, no, this really is refreshing to play some proper objective-based gaming, rather than having everybody gunning for kill streaks. Now, yeah, overall, first impressions of this game, I am having a blast. I'm sure that there are people who are going to criticize it for all sorts of things, but everything just feels so snappy. Like, this feels like Call of Duty, but not as... well, like, in a good way. It feels familiar. It doesn't feel like they've done anything outlandish. I remember playing... I stop queue here so I can talk. I remember when I played other games like Overwatch, it felt closer to like CSGO. It felt kind of like the abilities really added a lot more to the characters than... in some ways it didn't even feel like I was playing a shooter. It felt more like a MOBA in some ways, but here it genuinely feels like I'm just playing a shooter where I have access to some abilities that can really help me with getting the objective, but most of the combat is still with my gun. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting with this game. I think it's... gameplay wise, it seems like a good start. Maybe my opinion will change as I play it more and more, but so far, feeling pretty good about it. I guess maybe my main complaint of that previous game was, again, the spawns were kind of messy. I felt like the enemy team kept spawning closer to the flag. Like I said, that was one of the biggest issues I had with playing Modern Warfare 3, especially. I felt like anytime I play Hardpoint, I would just be struggling to catch up to where my enemies were already on the flag, and that's part of the reason why I can't get as many objectives as I would want to. But overall, though, yeah, as to whether or not this game is a COD killer really does remain to be seen. Like I said, one of the reasons why I was super excited for the release of XDefiant last year was because they, well, if you think about Call of Duty used to have Battlefield as a competitor, but ever since Battlefield kind of kind of isn't doing as well as they used to in comparison to Call of Duty. Call of Duty has been dominating the market, and I think that because they are doing so well, they're not really willing to innovate or try anything different. And worse yet, they're comfortable making some very greedy decisions that kind of harm the overall fun and fairness of the game. So, like in Modern Warfare 3, for example, recently they released this, I want to call it a pay to win thermal scope, which you can't actually unlock. Like, you have to buy it, and it's a reskin of an existing thermal scope where you can't really see anything with it. So, I consider it a pay to win scope. Right? And there's so many instances of this that Call of Duty does that they can get away with because people are going to eat up their product regardless, myself included. But here with XDefiant, one of the hopes that I had is that maybe Call of Duty might have to take a different approach and cater to the average player more than just their own, I want to say their own greed. But yeah, so I was super excited for XDefiant, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, is this the COD killer?" No, it's not the COD killer. I don't expect this to kill COD. I think that the only thing that will really kill COD is COD itself. But it would be nice to have this here as a way to push the people running Call of Duty to try something different, perhaps, or to put a little bit of pressure on them. Kind of like how when Last Epoch came out, and now that Path of Exile 2 has been announced, I've seen other gamers speculate that Diablo 4 might have to step up its game a little bit, or else they're going to lose players. Speaking of losing players, I think that the peak of XDefiant has passed. When they launched XDefiant initially, there were a lot more players. I haven't done enough research on that. That is a topic for another time, but I just wanted to give my initial impressions of XDefiant and why I was really stoked for it and why I myself want to get in on this. In terms of the core gameplay, overall, I give it a pretty solid 8 out of 10, at least. Personally, I have a lot of fun with it. Of course, this is the first game I've played, first impression. I haven't really delved any deeper into it. I haven't played multiple games. I haven't touched ranked mode. There's probably a lot of glaring problems that other people have encountered. Do feel free to write in chat what your own thoughts of XDefiant are. I mean, not chat, but the comments of this video. And I'd be happy to hear it because, yeah, maybe some of you might feel like it's closer to a 3 out of 10 game because maybe everything's unbalanced or their skill-based matchmaking system is pretty bad. And speaking of skill-based matchmaking, and this is the last topic I'll cover before I wrap up this video. Apparently, XDefiant has no skill-based matchmaking. I forgot to mention that at the very beginning of the video. That's kind of an important selling point for me. I don't actually have an issue with skill-based matchmaking itself. My issue with skill-based matchmaking is that the way it's implemented into Call of Duty, particularly Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone 3, doesn't feel like a fully skill-based matchmaking game. I've played enough games of Call of Duty, not necessarily just Modern Warfare 3, but I remember I had this issue in Modern Warfare 2019 where I would be top fragger on my team, and all the people on my team would be like 0.5 KD in game. You know, they'd go like 15 and 40 or something like that. And the enemy team were performing worse than I was, but they were all crushing my team. And yeah, that was not a particularly enjoyable gameplay experience where 5 other people on my team are just feeding, and the enemy team has 6 players who are somewhat skilled or maybe in a party or something. That's one of my issues with skill-based matchmaking. Here, maybe if I play more, like, they don't have that system here based on what I've heard, based on one of the selling points that Mark Rubin, who's one of the I'm not sure what Mark Rubin's role is. I think he's like a community manager or something. He talks about that as one of the selling points for the game, that they don't have skill-based matchmaking, except for in the welcome playlist and ranked, which is how it should be in Call of Duty. But yeah, so anyway, I will, whenever I have time, whenever I feel like it, I'll probably start getting some XDefiant streams in, just for fun if I'm feeling like playing a first-person shooter, because honestly, this is way more fun than playing Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer right now. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, this was a first look at XDefiant. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed, please leave me a like, subscribe, or check out other videos on my channel. But otherwise, that's all from me. Adventure out.